Hi there everyone and welcome back to Boat McRill and yet another fun DIY video about the refitting of this quite unique Albin 30 mud cruiser. My name is Tony, and if this is your first time you're visiting this channel, this is all about restoring this old lady. She is going through a very extensive renovation, so that I'm about a year or two can do some extensive cruising around the Baltic Sea. But this week we're doing some work in here, so come on up and I will show you what I did this week. I've got some important stuff done. I got the wall in place, glassed it on one side so it's actually mounted in there. I need to do the other side too, but that will be for next week. First I started with drilling some holes. I needed that to put in some screws to hold the bulkhead to the old stringy thing here. That's why while I doing the glassing on the other side. Then it was time for some sanding, of course, the old glorious sanding. First I did extensive cleaning, and after that I dried off with acetone. So it's so super hot over here in Sweden right now that I'm just gonna mix this with 1% catalyzer. So this is 300 milliliters of resin, and for that I'm gonna need 3 milliliters of my catalyzer. If I can stop pouring the catalyzer all over the place. We got somewhere close to 30 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Celsius at the moment. As you can see here, I'm using 300 grams biaxial weave that I wear out with a polyester resin, and I'm doing this in 3 layers. Putting all 3 layers together and put it all in at the same time. This is an easy way to glass in bulkheads and stuff like that. If you take it easy, you have plenty of time, and make sure to roll out the air so that it gets tight to the hull and to the bulkhead. I did this in 3 parts. First the middle, then up to the left in the screen, and then down at your right side. I put pill pie on this later on. Didn't show this on the video, but that's a good way to make a great surface. You don't have to sand that much afterwards. This is how it looks without peel ply. I started to build the new area for the new water tank. Right now I have cut out some of the supports. I also did cut out a new bottom board. That's an 18mm fir wood. had to screw out the old supports for the diesel tank. The old diesel tank was a cylindrical thing, and this cage was built for that. Remove these wooden pieces and then cut down the glassed in wood parts so that I can later on fit the square water tank. Here you can see me remove one of the hoses for the engine room ventilation. I'm gonna put on back later on. Then I started to cut it out with a stick saw, but figured out that it was easier to do this with a fane. I did a little template. The tank is 52 centimeters wide and I think it's 38 centimeters high. It's not 45 as the template says, but I take some extra centimeters to make sure that I can fit hoses and stuff. Time to see if the board fits in there. It fits quite well, but I have to build a little bit extra support on the left side of this screen. It was extremely hot this day, so yeah, I was sweating quite a bit. I also had time this week to take care of this piece over here, these holes over here. That's where the locks for the hatch, sliding hatch. Right now they look like that. I drilled out a big hole, filled it up with thickened epoxy, did let that cure, and then drilled it out with first a 3mm drill and then I think it was a 7 or 8mm drill or something like that. Another thing that I also did, I did some more fairing over here. I'm not gonna show you too much about that because I don't want to bore you with that, but that's a side thing right now that I do whenever I have some time or I'm bored or I don't want to put down too much time with other things. So let's look at the thing. I want to give you this extremely beautiful view that we have around the area where I live. I took out my 20-foot motor cruiser for a overnight, and on the way back home I did take this little video. This is an old channel that was built by Russian war fugitives that was arrested in Sweden back in the 1600s or something like that. Just stunning. So if you like this video, please give me a little thumbs up. Hit the little subscription button down here on your right side, and of course put all on the notification bell so you get notifications whenever I'm dropping a new video, which is usually every Saturday. And if you want to support this channel and me in this restoration, check out my Patreon account or my PayPal, links down below. So by that I say take care everyone out there, and see you next week. Bye everyone.